Top story that we are following here coming in with regards to the Kargil Vijay Divas that we are celebrating today. The chiefs of the three defense services, the tri-chiefs, along with the CDS, the chief of the defense staff, they are paying their tribute on the Kargil Vijay Divas. The CDS, that is the chief of the Army Defense, the IAF chief, Army and the Navy, all of them have now paid their tributes. Grand ceremony at the National War Memorial in the national capital. Those are the images that you are seeing on the screens, a grand ceremony at the National War Memorial, which is in the national capital. My colleague Shivani Sharma is now joining me on the story. Shivani, it's been 26 years since we won that war. We have come a long way. If we speak about what India can do now, we have shown what we can do. The use of technology is something that we are seeing. The images that are playing in front, Shivani, now are the Tri-Services Chief along with the CDS paying their tribute on the Kargil Vijay Divas.
Aishwarya, from the national capital to the Kargil War Memorial, these commemorations are going on, and the visuals which we are seeing right now are of the national capital, the National War Memorial, where the CDS General Anil Chauhan, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal AP Singh, and the Naval Staff Admiral Dinesh Kumar Tripathi, they are together out there. They are laying wreath. They are remembering the heroes. They are remembering the courage. And here at Kargil also, the Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi will be coming here, and he will be laying wreath along with other dignitaries. And you were rightly pointing out, Aishwarya, India has come a long way in the last 2.5 decades in terms of its military capabilities. We have actually transformed, especially after Galwan. There is a lot of change in our posturing because we've recently seen in Operation Sindoor that how we went inside the territory of Pakistan after Pahalgam attack. We destroyed their 9 terror targets, and thereafter when Pakistan tried the misadventure of targeting us with drones, it was countered and it had to face heavy damages. So that's the kind of transformation India has been seeing, the kind of weapon systems, the kind of techniques, the kind of tactics we have been following, the technology-driven forces, the synergy between the forces. So all this shows that we are not the same what we were in 1999, where Pakistan had captured heights where we are present right now, these heights which range from 16,000 to 18,000 feet, most challenging terrain in the world, and the battlefield that is on the highest altitude. So there also we had won the war, but Pakistan had entered and it had cheated on India. That treachery has been called out by the CDS also in a message that he has given out on Operation Vijay's 26th victorious years. So he says that Operation Sindoor has shown how Pakistan has been taught a lesson within no time, and that's the kind of strength, the capability of Indian armed forces that are no more the same that we were in 1999. So we are not only remembering the heroes, but once again saluting the resilience and courage of Indian armed forces this day.
Right, Shivani. We've also seen, Shivani, how India time and again has made sure that the world understands where we stand now. Capabilities have improved leaps and bounds. Technology also, Shivani, and you have also shot at Indras, the way how Indian Army now is making sure that technology at its finest is now being used by the Indian Army.
Absolutely right, Aishwarya. I was reporting and I was drawing a comparison about what kind of weapon systems we were using in 1999. We had INSAS rifles that were quite old. Now they have been replaced by new assault rifles, be it the AK-203, the 6-SAWs, latest weapon systems, and very important out here, the drone technology that the Indian Armed Forces have been adapting. The surveillance drones, the logistic drones, the tactical drones, and even the drones that are now able to hit hard the enemy inside its bunkers. So the kind of howitzers we are using, in 1999 we were having Bofors. They were also quite effective in bowing down the enemy, but these now we are moving towards a technology that will have a mounted gun system, that will have a ATAGS, and we are having all world's best weapon systems here in the northern borders where we are present right now in Ladakh, and we've seen a drastic change in adapting the new technology, the new warfare techniques, and India is constantly working on that, Aishwarya. So there's a lot of change in India's posturing, in India's technology, in India's weapon systems, equipment, and the sense of its Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, where the armed forces are getting more confident with self-reliance. So that's the kind of change that Indian armed forces are witnessing, and Pakistan has been taught a lesson every time it tries any kind of misadventure. So now we are better prepared, not only for the western sector where we are facing Pakistan and the Operation Sindoor is going on, but also with China along the line of actual control, where we are in a standoff. Things are in control, but we are well prepared for any kind of eventualities.
Right, Shivani, you know, we are seeing at the moment the National War Memorial. Those are the images which are coming in. The Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, along with the chiefs of Army, Navy and Air Force, all of them are now paying their tributes. One thing, you know, Shivani, something that has really not changed is that it was way back in 1999 also that it was Pakistan that had provoked India, and recently also with that horrific Pahalgam terror attack that we saw taking place on the 22nd of April. Once again, it was Pakistan that was daring India. We have given a befitting response.
Aishwarya, see, Pakistan has not changed. Pakistan tried to infiltrate into Indian boundaries in 1999 when its soldiers captured important heights along this sector where I'm present right now. And then also we just defeated them with resilience. And now the terror angle, where Pahalgam terrorists, they created this massacre, they killed people, innocent lives they took. And after this Pahalgam attack, India gave a very befitting response with these 9 terror targets destroyed overnight just in 25 minutes. So that was the kind of response that India gave. Not only that, Aishwarya, India has always brought out that we are against terror, we are against infiltration, and we are going to give a befitting response if any kind of act of terror happens. Now that's the new policy of India, the new doctrine of India. Any act of terror will be an act of war, and that's why we are saying that the Operation Sindoor is going on. So no misadventures now from Pakistan. Every action will get a very strong response from India. And not only this, the terrorism that Pakistan has been sponsoring has been named and shamed by India at a global forum, be it at UNSC, be it the parliamentarians who have been on a visit across the globe, taking this message of India ahead that we are not going to sit back when Pakistan acts with terrorism. We are going to hit them back, and they should be shamed at the global forum too. They should be denied of any kind of assistance, be it the fiscal assistance that it has been enjoying. So now when Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has given a number of addresses after Operation Sindoor, he has challenged Pakistan. He has said that we are just not going to tolerate. We are well prepared. We went ahead with measured responses. But if Pakistan tries to target us one more time, we'll not think twice, and the forces are fully free for any kind of operations they want to take on.
Shivani, if you can also throw some light on the way in which technology now is being used. We are seeing technology being used not just in the Indian Army. We have seen how we have made sure that we have some of the best fighter jets. So if we speak about Air Force, that's also something that we have seen. The kind of capabilities India has increased many folds.
See, Aishwarya, when you were talking about the Air Force, I must tell that their contribution was of Operation Safed Sagar during this war of 1999, the Kargil war. There's still a model of MiG, if I could show you. There are so many weapon systems that are kept here. And that shows how the technology has transformed with latest weapon systems. Now we have Rafales with our Indian Air Force. We have Tejas, and we are also waiting for Tejas Mark 1A. And number of attack helicopters. We have the LCH Prachand, not only with the Indian Air Force, but also the Indian Army has them now. Apart from this, we have drone systems, we have surveillance radar systems, we have Swati radar systems, we have robo mules. These are the robotic mules, the latest additions in the Indian Army's arsenal that are deploying these robotic mules not only for mobilization, for attack purposes, for surveillance surveillance also. So that's the kind of technology that now the Indian Armed Forces are adapting. Not only this, in terms of our artillery, we are adding more guns that are more lethal. We have K9 Vajras now. Soon we will be having ATACs, and we'll also be having the mounted gun systems that are undergoing user trials, Aishwarya. So Indian Air Force, Indian Army, Indian Navy, all these forces are technologically driven now. They are at par with the world's best forces. We are on the verge of procuring more weapon systems in the coming years. And all these procurements have been fast-tracked by the Ministry of Defense. And very important out here that there are a number of deals with a number of countries in the pipeline where Indian Army, Indian Air Force and the Indian Navy will also be getting some more weapon systems, some more aircraft, and we will be one of the world's best defense forces.
Right, Shivani, you were also speaking about the fact that we have all these models which are out to display. The Indian Army also time and again keeps on telling the world what exactly it has. We have also seen, Shivani, over the past many decades, defense deals, very, very important defense deals have also been signed, especially between India and the United States of America.
Right, Aishwarya, a number of deals that have been signed, a number of procurements that are being awaited, a number of negotiations that still go on. So we have MQ-9 drones that have been procured from the United States. We have the Apache helicopters that have recently joined the Indian Army. The first 3 Apaches have joined the Indian Army. That are the latest attack helicopters, the flying tanks in the air that are deployed on the western border. The Indian Air Force already has 22 Apaches. We have the LCH that is indigenously made. We have a number of deals with Russia in terms of our ships and submarines. And we are also working on more fighter deals with a number of nations where the Ministry of Defense has been working on this. And importantly, we are also working on our 5th generation AMCA that is going to be indigenous. So a lot of deals happening, and indigenization is very important because Indian Army is focusing on the indigenous drone systems. A lot of procurement is happening. The drones, especially to mention, Aishwarya, a lot of drones have been included in the Indian Army, inducted in the Indian Army, including the FPVs, the surveillance drones, the logistic drones. And here, when we are in Ladakh, the terrain is treacherous. It varies from a height of 10,000 to 18,000 feet. So in extreme weather conditions, this technology helps the Indian Armed Forces not only to keep a watch on the adversary, but also to have an offensive posturing in case of any misadventure that is being done across the borderline. And here we are also waiting for some more important deals with a number of nations, Aishwarya, be it France, be it United States, be it Russia, a number of other nations. So very soon, a number of new weapon systems will be in the arsenal of our armed forces. And apart from that, a number of exercises, and most importantly, the multilateral exercises where the Indian Armed Forces are showing their skill, showing their prowess, showing their capabilities, the combat capabilities with the best armies of the world. We are learning the best practices of the best armies of the world. We are bringing them in India. We are showing them our capabilities. So that's the kind of defense diplomacy that is going on, and also enhancing our skills, our training, our tactics, and new kind of war practices that are also being adapted. So it is an amalgamation of everything. The machines, the man behind machines, the technology, and also we are getting ready for information warfare and the future warfare, which we are seeing and learning from the world conflicts, be it the Russia-Ukraine war, the Israel-Iran war, or many other conflicts where the non-contact warfare has been the focus. And we've seen the recent example in Operation Sindoor, where we did not come face to face, but we defeated the enemy with ballistic missiles, with munitions, and we saved ourselves and countered the missile systems using the best air defense systems.
Right, Shivani. Please stay on with me. We've got some news which is coming in with regards to Prime Minister Narendra Modi extending his wishes on the Kargil Vijay Divas. Prime Minister Modi extends his wishes on the Kargil Vijay Divas. Prime Minister Modi said, "Salute the unparalleled courage and valor of our heroes. Heroes sacrificed their lives to protect the nation." This is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's given out a statement, and he's extending his wishes on the Kargil Vijay Divas. My colleague Shivani is still with me on the story. Shivani, we have seen a statement coming in from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said that we need to salute the unparalleled courage and valor of our heroes who sacrificed their lives to protect the nation.
Aishwarya, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is not only remembering the courage and valor, but he is also giving out that message on the part of the whole nation to all these war heroes, to their families who have made supreme sacrifice without thinking of themselves and thinking of their families. They have kept the nation first. You know, when we were witnessing these heights in Kargil, we could not imagine that how these war heroes, they had recaptured these heights, because this is one of the world's very harshest peaks, the steep peaks out there, climbing these peaks with those weapon loads on their back and facing the bullets from the enemy, facing those artillery and other explosives from the enemy, and keeping themselves high, their spirits high, keeping the nation first. It actually needs the courage of steel, the men of steel of the Indian Army. They have kept the love for their nation ahead and first. So that's why we could see that this was the war which was one of the most difficult war, where the enemy was sitting on the heights and we were on the ground.
Right.
We climbed those heights facing these bullets and attacks from the enemy, and yet we achieved our goal and victory, and that's why we are now celebrating Operation Vijay's success here in Kargil and in complete nation.
Thank you, Shivani, giving us all those details. My colleague Shivani joining us from Dras in Kargil. It is the Indian Air Force, in fact, which is now paying a tribute to the Kargil war heroes.